All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise facing the east to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak, Radash. I'd like to give double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles, the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayat Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. Sunday afternoon camp, Lord willing, be edifying to the body and to the sincere listeners. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the book of Romans, chapter 8. Romans chapter 8. We're going to start at verse 22. Romans 8 and 22, and it says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." Okay? So that's talking about how, people are struggling nowadays just to make ends meet. Because, inflation, okay, price of everything going up. People can't live as comfortably as they once could. All right? So, people, they have to, they can't, as you say, have the extra money in their pocket to spend on something that they want. Okay? They have to learn to be a bit more wise now with their money. Okay? And, come to realization that we can't live like we once did, just spending all this money needlessly on things that don't really matter. And, it's only going to get worse because, with this constant influx of migrants, and not only that, but, these migrants, they're getting free healthcare, free benefits, they're getting the whole shebang, right? But American citizens, they still have to pay. They lose their jobs. The people here in America, they're getting more and more, on edge, upset, angry, being treated unfairly by the powers that be that are over them. I'm gonna read that again. Romans 8 and 22. It says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." And not only that, but China, America has taken so many jobs from China that China is in a shithole right now. I can't remember the name of the page on YouTube, but there's a guy that does, he gives out credible information on, on what's going on in other countries, but mainly China. Okay, so China right now is not looking too good. Okay. Verse 23, "And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body." Okay? So even we're groaning, even we're crying and sighing, because we're tired of this place. We're tired of its unrighteous decrees. Okay? We're tired of just having to deal with these abominable people. Okay, vexed with filthy conversation, just how the way they carry themselves, how they act, and the things that they talk about. Okay? Even we're sick and tired of it. That's why it says here in verse 24, "For we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope for?" Okay? Verse 25, But if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. Okay? So, what we hope for is not seen. Okay? That's that's the whole point of having faith, man, is to have faith in the, but let me get the script. It's Hebrews 11 and 1. Before I go back to Romans. Okay, Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. And it says, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen." Okay? It's the substance of things hoped for, man. That's part of having faith. Faith that, you know, that we patiently wait for the good things to come. That we have faith that Yahweh is sending his only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, back to gather up his elect, and Lord willing that we are a part of his elect. That we are a part of his flock. You know, to be saved from this hellhole. All right? This place is nothing but just that, a complete hellhole. The economy here sucks. Living here sucks. The education, well, indoctrination here is nothing but lies. It sucks. Everything about this place sucks. Okay? This is not living. That's why I don't understand is why the hell is Jake so damn hell-bent on trying to prosper here? You can't prosper in a fucking prison. In prison, you're meant to suffer. Going back to Romans. Romans 8:25, and it says, "But if we hope that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it." Okay? That's the whole point of being in this thing, man. This thing is all about faith. Okay? You know, no matter what you're going through in your current lot, in your, you know, your everyday walk with the Lord, man, you got to have faith that Yahweh Shem Shai is not going to let you, he's not going to let you down. He's going to test you. He's going to put you through some shit, but that's all for the sake of trying you as that gold in the fire, man. Right now, well, this is nothing but a light affliction. What we're going through is nothing right now. But Yahweh Shem Shai is going to turn up the heat. Verse 26. Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities. For we know not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered. Okay? Okay, so the Spirit, man, you know, we pray all day for what we ought to, but, you know, the Spirit is what makes intercession for us. Okay? This is why praying is part of our culture. Okay? Pray. Because, you know, the Spirit helps with our infirmities. You know, a lot of us got, you know, a lot of medical issues. You know, physical ailments, things that we have to deal with, and that's part of being under the curses, man. You know, being in this lowest state. You know, not being at, you know, optimum efficiency and health like we're supposed to be. Verse 27, and he that searcheth the hearts knoweth what is the mind of the Spirit, because he maketh intercession for the saints according to the will of the Most High. Okay? He that searcheth the hearts, the Spirit, man. Okay? He searches on the mind. Okay? Because remember, we have to see things with a spiritual eye. We can't we see things through we can't see things through a physical or carnal aspect. We have to see things through a spiritual, you know? As, excuse me. So, you know, that's why we tell you, don't judge a book by its cover, because you don't know. Okay? That's why we have to try the spirits of everybody to see what they're really all about. In fact, let me see. This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1, and it says, Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are gone out into the world. Okay? We have to, you know, as being part of this truth, man, when you encounter someone new, you have to test their character to see if they're really genuine or if they're fake, or if they have, you know, ulterior motives. Then you know better, then you know how to deal with them accordingly, man. This book gives you the Gives you the instructions on how to do that. Because, you know, you just can't trust anybody out here, especially nowadays in the times that we're living in. I don't care how nice they act, or how, you know, whether they dress presentable or look like a bum off the street. I don't care how nice they are. You just can't trust nobody. All right, this is 1 John chapter 4, verse 2. Hereby know ye that the Spirit of the Most High, every spirit that confesseth that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh, is of the Most High. Verse 3, and every spirit that confesseth not that Yahweh Shai HaMashiach is come in the flesh is not of the Most High. And this is the spirit of anti-Hamashiach, whereof you have heard that it should come, and even now already is it in the world. And the spirit of the anti-Hamashiach, or as these people call the Antichrist, it's in the world right now. Okay? There's not just one anti-Hamashiach, there's multiple. Okay? Non-believers. You know, the wicked, the 2/3 of our people. We're dealing with demons on a physical level on a daily basis, but ultimately there's a spiritual battle too. There's a spiritual side to this world that we cannot see, and it's a battle. There are demons out here. Okay? Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is the one that controls both the left and the right. He's the one that's putting the spirit on these people to do certain things like robbery, mass murder, amongst other things. Okay, and that's why it says here in Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. And it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay? So, you know, through the spirit, man, like I said, you have to see with the spiritual eye. Mass shootings, murders, kidnappings, rape, whatever it may be, you have to understand that it's all judgment from the Lord, man. It's Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai that is doing this. It's nobody else but him. Okay? He's the one that's putting all these people to death. Okay, it's nobody else but him. Okay? That's why the scriptures say in the book of Job, chapter 4, verse... Oh, is it that one? Job chapter 4, verse 7. And it says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? So whoever perished being innocent. Okay, nobody is innocent. Everybody has broken the law. Okay? We've all done iniquity. Verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. Okay? By the blast of the Most High they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. Okay? So, you know, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai just like that, just off you go. However it may be. Whether you go in your sleep, a car accident, illness, disease, whatever the case. It's all in the hands of the Lord, man. We are at his mercy. this is going to be Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. It says, "Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that arise up against me a destroying wind." And what's that destroying wind? That's talking about thermonuclear destruction. These ICBMs. Okay? Russia's got 4 of these missiles, possibly even more now. He's got multiple missiles that are dubbed the name Satan 1, Satan 2, 3, and 4. Okay? These nukes that carry these multiple warheads, they're going to hit their target. X marks the spot. Here in America. And all these other countries, you know, they're doing backdoor dealings with Russia. And Russia's going to be a guard unto them. Okay? Russia is going to be that safe haven that's going to protect, that's going to, you know, be the, is going to be the one that stands up to the, you know, the big bully. And the big bully is America. And they're going to use, and Russia's going to supply them with that weaponry, man. And then that's when they're going to stand up and say that I am strong. Okay, I'm not scared of you no more. Whatever it is that you got, I got it too. Verse Jeremiah 51:2. "And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about." Verse 3. "Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye her utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets." Okay? So, you know, as we said before, you know, the sleeper cells, these foreign troops, they're here. They're living, they're amongst us right now. You know, just dressed as regular civilians, working a regular job, staying somewhere, whether, you know, an apartment or whatnot. And plus you got you got the Latin tribes coming up in here, these certain Latin gangs that the Venezuelan gangs, the Tren de Aragua, and you also have the MS-13, the cartel. They're here too. They're here taking over certain areas. Okay? I'm telling you, these men are young, fighting age, capable, they're trained, and when they get the green light, man, that's it. They're gonna fuck this place up, and a lot of people who live in these homes, live comfortably with their families, their kids, they're gonna get taken, and some of them are gonna have to watch their family members die right in front of them, amongst other things. You people keep treating this shit like it's a game when it's really not. This is not a game. Okay? Yahweh Shemel Shai is bringing these men against this place. All these other nations are going to fuck this place up. Okay? They're just waiting for this place to fall apart and crumble in on itself. Okay? That's a war tactic. Send the men in as like regular people that are just looking for a better life so that there's no suspicion. They come in, they get a job, they work, they stay somewhere until they get that call. They're just waiting for this place to collapse in on itself so that way that they can capitalize. Jeremiah 51 verse 5. "For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel." Okay? In our land right now, who's occupying our land right now? Okay, the elites. The small hats. The ones that say they are Jews but are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Okay? Those people are the elites of the house of Esau, Edom. Okay, the Amalek, who is the grandson of Esau, the Amalekites. Okay, they're the top class of the Edomites, the so-called white people. Verse 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Okay? So this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, man. This is the beginning stages. You know, don't get cut off in her iniquities, man. You don't want to die in this place. You don't want to get turned, you know. Think about it, man. Do you really want to die here? Do you really want to just be disgraced here? Be remembered for being a hoodlum? A good for nothing? Do you really want to die here? You have to ask yourself that, because that's what's going to happen to a lot of these people out here, is death. And 2/3 of our own people, especially them, there's going to be a lot of Israelites that are going to be just deleted in these streets. Verse 7, Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Okay? So the nations are mad because look what, you know, after following Babylon, after following after this place, look where it's got them. Okay? Following after her policies, her philosophy, her ways of life. It's been nothing but a complete fuckery. These people, you know, these people are starting to realize, like, look, this place is not what we thought it was. Hell, you even got Jake leaving the U.S. to go over there to the east. Even these 2/3, even they're fed up to the point where they're gone. They said, fuck this place. But you know what? It doesn't matter where you're gonna go, because everybody's gonna be getting hit with something. Okay? There's gonna be multiple big bangs everywhere. Big booms. Okay, so there's really, I mean, yeah, sure, there's nothing wrong with traveling, but, you know, wherever it is you're going to be, just know that you can't run from the Most High. Okay, in verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, so if so be she may be healed. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one unto his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Okay? So, you know, this place, you know, has been held in such great pride that, you know, it's far beyond past the point of forgiveness and healing, man. It's just rotting away day by day, dying. There's nothing left here. Okay? For what little time we have left until the election in November, you know, we don't know what's gonna happen, but, you know, we just hope and pray that, you know, because this devil, he's only got but a short time, so, you know, we just hope and pray that he brings it already. You know, what are you waiting for, Esau? What are you waiting for? Come with it already. You want to implement this thing, this CBDC? Bring it already. Stop pussyfooting around. Let's get this over with. All right. And also, here we go right here. This is going to be the book of Ezekiel, chapter 38. I'm going to start at verse 1. And it says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, Son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So Gog, the land of Magog, that's talking about Russia. Okay? So, prophesy against him too. And it says here in verse 3, and say, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal. So the Lord is even against Russia. And it says here, verse 4, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses, and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Okay? So Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is stirring up that Soviet spirit in Russia. Okay? The time of, the World War II, the Cold War, where Russia was, like I said, that sleeping bear is now awake. Okay? That bear is ready to get back into action. Okay? Because look, Russia's upright, Russia is making moves here. And Putin, he's not playing games with America no more. He's been not playing games. Neither is China or Korea. It says here, verse, like I said, with Russia coming in with those soldiers, that army, with all that equipment, weaponry, and technology, man. Think about the movie Red Dawn. You've seen it. How, they caught the people unawares. People weren't expecting them to come. They started shooting the place up in the suburban areas, the rural areas. They taking over the cities. Okay, subduing the population. Okay, through fear of war tactics. Okay, that's how it's going to happen again. Verse 5. Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarma of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So again, Russia is going to be the protector, the shield, and the fight and the defender for all these other countries. Russia's going to be taking care of them. He's going to be, making sure that they're good, supplying them with the stuff that they need, weapons especially, because this is all gearing up for the destruction of America. Okay? That's what this is for. All right? It says here, verse 8, after many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. 9, thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. So basically, when these troops, man, when they get activated, they're going to swarm this place. And they're, these people, the American people, these people have no discipline. They have no warrior-like mentality. They really don't. These people are feeble, they're lazy, and they don't know how to prepare themselves. When something major happens, they're gonna panic. They don't know how to, they don't know how to keep a steady mind. They don't know how to read the play and keep their head. To stay calm while, under pressure. These people are gonna lose their fucking minds. This is gonna be verse 10, and it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, it shall come to pass that the same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought. So, that evil thought, think about it, like I said, in fact, let me get the script that backs this up. This is going to be the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. So, the king's heart, when the heart is talking about your mind, the king's mind is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers, and he turneth it whithersoever he will. So, that right there tells you that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is in control of what these people think, how they think, what they feel, what they're gonna do, what their intentions are. So really, like I said before, this is the Lord's program. He's the one that's directing everything and how things go. Okay? These people think they have free will, but no. That's why I'm gonna bring out another script in the book of Isaiah, chapter 46, verse 10. Isaiah 46:10, and it says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. So everything was already preordained, had already been thought out, had already been planned before it started. How things are going to end, how things are going to start, what's going to happen in between, and how it's all going to lead up to that point. So we're literally living in a story that's being directed right now. Okay? You have the illusion of thinking that you're free, that you have free will, but no, you don't. You don't have it at all. Okay? That's the thing, man, that people don't understand, is you are not of your own. Okay? We all belong to the Most High. Okay, and it says here, Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 11, and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having their bars nor gates. Having neither bars nor gates. And what's that unwalled village? Talking about America. Because America's borders are open. All these people from all these different countries are just flooding their way in here. And you already got New York. In New York, like I said before, they're already kicking out the migrants from their from those apartments, those abandoned buildings. You know, so now think about it. You take away a people's house, you take away their homes, and they're left with nothing. What do you think's going to happen? Desperate times call for desperate measures, right? And not only that, the cops in New York, they're not getting involved. If someone gets attacked, the cops are not going to help you. Hell, the cops themselves are getting attacked. And not only that, but it's starting. There's a new video that I'm gonna watch on a YouTube video called on YouTube page called Cash Jordan. You know, he kind of does reports and things of what's going on in New York as of right now, and he says that the migrants right now are raiding the supermarkets. People that are starving are raiding the supermarkets now. So there you go. Second Esdras chapter 15 and 16 are coming to pass. In fact, let's get it real quick. Let me finish this real quick. So, going back to verse 11, Ezekiel 38 and 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, because the people here are at rest because, like, you know, they still think that America will always pull through. America, you know, we're the best of the best. We're good. Nobody ain't got what we got. And since that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. Verse 12, to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, which have gotten cattle and goods, that dwell in the midst of the land. Okay? So, you know, these foreigners, man, once all hell really breaks loose, these foreigners from different nations that are here, they don't give a fuck who you are. They don't care for your situation. They don't care for your families. They don't care for your well-being at all. They're going to take whatever they want. They don't care. They're just going to take. And if you have any women in your household, young women, attractive, and at the age of, you know, reproduction, fertile, they're going to take them. These people don't understand what kind of... These people are about to experience a real life nightmare. All right. And that's that on that on Ezekiel. I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Actually, let me see something real quick here. Oh, no, never mind. Thought I had something there. All right, so this is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15. Starting at, excuse me there. I'm going to start at verse 5, and it says, "Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction." Okay? "For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled." Okay? So, this whole world, exceedingly polluted with wickedness, iniquity, abomination. So, you know, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai said, okay, it's time to clean house. Okay? This has gone on long enough. I'm done dealing with this shit. It's time to clean house. All right? And, you know, as the scriptures say, judgment must first start at the house of the Most High, which is the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird, Israelites that are scattered amongst the other nations that look like the heathen, but your father's seed line goes back to the nation of Israel. We are the first ones to get it. We're gonna get it. Now, it says here, verse 7. "Therefore thus saith the Lord." Verse 8. "I will hold my tongue no more as touching the wickedness, which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually." And that's us. We're the ones that are crying out, complaining continually because we're sick and tired of being here. Okay? We're sick and tired of being in this lowest state where we have no power. We're constantly being, you know, ostracized, mocked and scoffed and scorned. You know? We're tired of the disrespect. We're tired of all the, you know, the oppression. Okay? We're tired of, you know, being the lowest of the low, working our asses off for what little we can get just to barely make it, if that. Even the 2/3 are tired. Verse 9, "And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them." Verse 10, "Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt." And Egypt is talking about, is referring to here, because America is spiritually modern day Egypt. okay, with the idolatry, and because Egypt means bondage, and employment is just another word for slavery, because when you go to work, you're working for somebody, okay? They're the ones that pay you, and they're the ones that cannot pay. They don't have to pay. They can just get rid of you whenever. Okay. Behold, okay, verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and I will destroy all the land thereof. Verse 12, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment. The power shall bring upon it. Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Okay, so this place is going to be completely barren. There will be nobody to farm here, nobody to grow anything here. Okay, right now, farmers, they're getting fined, and getting fined for trying to grow. Okay, farmers can't farm anymore because of unrighteous decrees, right? So it's eventually going to get to a point where we're going to run out of resources. But we all know who the resources are going to. They're going to the elites. They're hogging all this. They're hogging all the good stuff because they want this society to collapse. Okay, it all goes back to the whole, the Georgia Guidestone, that Georgia Guidestone agenda where they want to cut the population down to 500 million. So that means, how many people in the world right now? 8 billion? So they want to cut the population down by another 7.5 billion. So a lot of people got to die, be deleted. All right? So we'll see towards the end of this year, going into next year, to see what happens. But, Lord willing that, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai keeps us in his stead. Verse 14, it says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up against another, and with swords in their hands. Verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So, uprising of the people not giving a damn about what their rulers are telling them, because they all know that it's all lies. They know, the people now, they already know that they can't trust their governments. They don't. Because, the way people look at it now, people, there have been people on social media in the comment sections. A lot of them are losing faith in Trump. A lot of them don't even think that Trump can turn this around, in which he really can't. And we all know that people don't like or trust Kamala Harris. So people are just saying neither one of them is good. Neither one of them is good. But yet our people are still out there voting. As the scriptures say, woe unto them that put their faith and trust in man. Okay? And there's gonna be rebellion in the streets. There's gonna be uprisings. People are just gonna start taking matters into their own hands. They're just gonna say, fuck the authorities. They're not doing anything for us, so we gotta do it ourselves. Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay? So, when chaos is in the streets, and the government implements martial law, think about that Project 2025 that was recently talked about. And that's part of Trump's idea and his plans when he, if he wins the election. He wants to have complete absolute power and dictatorship. Okay? He's going to make living here in America, aka Babylon, a true living hell. Trump don't give a damn about these people. The people that support him, he don't give a damn about them. All he wants is power and money. All these other folks, they don't mean nothing to him. They really don't. Okay? You know, like Trump said, you know, if you're not with me, you're against me. And the same thing goes with the Most High. If you are of the world, you have enmity with the Most High. Roughly paraphrasing scripture. Okay? If you're with the Lord, you hate this world. In verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay? So, fuck, man, get out of here. So, you know, look at what these migrants are doing. Like these Venezuelan gangs. They're breaking into people's apartments, taking their shit, taking their rent money. You know, causing fear and intimidation, causing them to leave. You know, and I watched another video on as to why, you know, a lot of Latinos are leaving Latin America, man. You know, a lot of the shit, you know, Esau Edom has done, you know, he's the one, like I said, he's the one that causes these problems and comes up with a solution, which is not really a solution at all. It's just another problem. Okay? Esau Edom is the one that be doing these backdoor deals with these Latin gangs. Okay? Giving them all these weapons and these drugs just to stir up shit. And these people are tired of, you know, the terrorizing, the oppression, the murders. These people are leaving Latin America to come here to North America to look for so-called a better life and opportunity when there is no better life here. Where you were is coming here is no better than where you came from. Okay? There's gonna be, you know, and Elon Musk with this whole AI bullshit, you know, the creation of these robots. What are you gonna do when these robots start taking over the workforce? You're gonna be out of a job. You know, you're gonna be at home. You won't be able to do nothing. Why? Like I said, man, why, Jake? What is it about this system that you love so much? Why do you want to stay here? Okay, now I'm gonna go to 2 Esdras chapter 16. I'm going to start at verse 17. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Okay? Like madmen. That's that great wrath, man. Esau Edom, you know, before he tries to keep himself in power with this CBDC and the little grain of rice that he wants to implant into you. You know, he has to come down with that great wrath to terrorize the people, to get them to submit unto him. But the elect are not going to submit. They're not going to take the little grain of rice. They're not even going to take that juice. That juice shot. Okay? Because, you know, we have to repair our minds for the fact that, you know, you're going to lose your job eventually. And you're not going to be able to buy, sell, or trade unless you have that little digital parasite. Esau Edom wants to have control over your life, your privacy, your mind, what you do and who you talk to, all of that. You will have no privacy with this devil. We already don't, but he wants to make it more, he wants to lock it in 100%. He's like, your life belongs to me. I own you, I control you. Is that the life you really want to live, Jake? Okay, in verse 73 it says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. 74, hear ye, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. Be not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your guide. 76, and the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, let not your sins weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. Okay? So, in that time to come, man, don't worry about it. Because if your faith is really locked into this, if you're really rooted in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, just know that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is going to make sure that you are going to be all right. We may go through some shit, but at the end of this, but at the same token, same time, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is he's going to help us. He's going to help us get through it. Okay, this is going to be let's see, I'm going to start at this is going to be Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14. I'm going to start at verse 9. And it says, for the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto the Most High. Verse 10, for that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. Verse 11, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation, because in the creature of the Most High they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare to the feet of the unwise. So these idols, these false images, false gods, even the celebrities and their philosophy and, you know, their own understanding, it's become a snare unto the unwise, because, you know, following after the ways of man is no way at all. That's why the scriptures say there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the ways thereof are the ways of death. Okay? Man does not know a damn thing about what is right. He may think he does, but he doesn't. That's why we need this. Okay? Without this, what do we have? Absolutely nothing. If Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai didn't want us to get this, we'd still be stuck in the world, getting absolutely nowhere, living a miserable life, just barely making it by, struggling for scraps, or, you know, whatever the case, still committing abominable acts. You know, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai could have just left us to die completely, but he didn't. Okay? He brought us back, and he's giving us a chance to make it right. So let's take that chance and make it right. Okay, verse 12. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the invention of them the corruption of life. Okay? So the devising, you know, the scheming, the devising of idols, okay? Thinking of and creating these false gods made out of wood and stone or plastic or whatever the hell, okay? And putting them on a pedestal and worshiping them and calling them their names and whatnot, okay? That's make-believe. It's not the truth, man. It's all a lie. And it's the corruption of life. Because you have to remember, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua is a jealous God, okay? I'm the one that created, to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, I'm the one who created everything. I'm the one that gave you life. I'm the one that you should be looking up to. I'm the one that directs you. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua has that very right to have that type of mentality and attitude because it is the truth. He created everything. He gave us life. He gave us life and he could take it away. In verse 13 it says, "For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever." So neither were they from the beginning. They didn't exist from the beginning, and at the end of this age, this era, they won't exist anymore. Verse 14, "For by the vainglory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall come shortly to an end." So there you go. All these different philosophies, different religions. And, yes, we ourselves have a religion, but, it's this, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments like we're supposed to. Our religion doesn't need a name. It's just simply follow the word, okay? Follow Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, okay? Our religion doesn't need a name. It doesn't need a title or whatnot. Just follow the Lord's word, okay? And it's not to be confused with Christianity, okay? Because Christianity is a man-made philosophy. And Yahushua did not come up with no religion of Christianity. And people keep getting it confused. Christianity, when you look up the word, it means a follower of Hamashiach, or to follow Hamashiach. The true Christians are Israelites. So if anyone calls us Christians, yeah, we're followers of the Lord, yeah. We're true Christians. But Christianity, see, that's how the devil fucks with people's heads. He makes you think that it is a religion, but it's not. It's just the word Christianity or Christian means a follower of Hamashiach, or to follow. Okay? All these different religions, they're nothing but confusion to throw our people off, to try to, hide the truth. Verse 15, "For a father afflicted with untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then a dead man, and delivered to those that were under him ceremonies and sacrifices." 16, "Thus in process of time and ungodly custom grown strong was kept as a law, and graven images were worshipped by the commandments of kings." 17, "Whom men could not honor in presence because they dwelt far off, they took the counterfeit of his visage from afar, and made an express image of a king whom they honored, to the end that by this their forwardness they might flatter him that was absent as if he were present." Okay? Once again, going to the worshiping of idols. Not just made out of wood and stone, but, making other people your idols. Honoring people that have status in this world. You idolize them. You idolize them as if they're like a god to you. You follow after them. You admire them. You put them up on a pedestal. Okay? That's that pride, man. Okay? that these people think that, okay, they have all this popularity, they have all these followers, they have people worshiping their feet, you know, they have people looking up to them, you know, like a hero. You know, that's pride, man. That's that vainglory. Okay? Like the scripture said, you know, I'm gonna read it again because it was kind of funny. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 14 verse 15. For a father afflicted with an untimely mourning, when he hath made an image of his child, soon taken away, now honored him as a god, which was then dead. So, you know, these people that you admire so much that you're willing to just make idols of them, keep like a picture of them in your room or in your house somewhere, saying, this is who I looked up to, this is my idol, this man, this is the person that made me who I am today. You know, just like with back in March, the passing of Akira Toriyama, the creator and director of Dragon Ball Z. Everybody mourned him, especially the Northern Kingdom of our people. Everybody mourned his loss. You know, they said that he was the one that inspired people to become who they are today. You know, the whole thing with training, getting stronger, getting better, getting healthier, having a mindset about being a warrior. I mean, sure, that's great and all, but you don't have to idolize the guy. I mean, yeah, you had respect for him, but don't make it seem like, you know, like he was everything to you. Okay? Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of these celebrities, they just seem like such a god to people, like, you know, and once they're gone, that's it. Verse, let's see. Verse 18. Also, the singular diligence of the artificer, who did help to set forward the ignorant to more superstition. Verse 19. For he, peradventure, willing to please one in authority, forced all his skill to make the resemblance of the best fashion. Okay? The artificer, you know, the craftsman. Okay? Put all his effort and his skill forward to please one in authority. Okay? To make the resemblance of the best fashion. In verse 20, and so the multitude, allured by the grace of the work, took him now for a god, which a little before was but honored as a man. So again, man, you idolizing these people. Like, come on. Okay, this person has such great skill. He's very talented, articulate. He seems like he just got it. Okay, but guess what? Who gave him that gift? Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So if anything, like the scripture, roughly paraphrasing scripture, they worship the creature more than the creator. The creator himself is the one that gives you these gifts, that gives you this talent, that gives you this articulate ability. You should be praising Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai, because if it wasn't for him, this person wouldn't be able to do what he can do. And that's why, you know, a lot of these celebrities, you know, they've been watching the Israelites. They've been watching our videos. They know exactly what the fuck's going on. A lot of them are taking all that money that they got and building bunkers, because they know that there's about to be a shitstorm here in America soon. Okay? These people that you look up to, that you love so much, that you want to be with or be next to, these motherfuckers don't care about you. Not in the slightest. These motherfuckers sold their soul for the fame, for the money. They do not care about you. And you're about to see that in these last days. And that goes for a lot of these social media influencers. You have this great gathering, this following, but watch, when all hell breaks loose, these people are not gonna, they're not gonna be there to watch you. They're not gonna give a fuck about you. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if one of the people that are following you is one of those fucking sleeper cells that's hacking into your shit, finding out your information, your real name, your address, where you work, your family members. You know, you especially you women that are these influencers, you have no idea. By putting yourself out there, you're putting yourself in danger, and you're not even realizing it. All right, verse 21, Wisdom of Solomon 14:21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world, for men serving either calamity or tyranny, to describe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. 23. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, or used secret ceremonies, or made revelings of strange rites. 24. They kept neither lives nor marriages any longer undefiled, but one slew another traitorously, or grieved him by adultery. So, you know, these people here, including our own people, the 2/3, you know, like I said, spiritual fornication, spiritual idolatry, spiritual adultery, it brought about nothing but confusion. It brought about disorder, chaos. Everything is out of order because of spiritual idolatry, spiritual adultery, okay? Turning their back on the Most High, just going out into the world, acting like a beast, not knowing what is right, not knowing right from wrong. Our people are fucking gone, fucking far gone. So far gone, there's nothing left for them but to just get rid of them. There's no saving them. You know that old saying, you can't save someone who doesn't want to be saved. If they don't want to be saved, well, okay. They're just gonna have to go. That's why you gotta let this world go. Verse, where was I at? Yeah, verse 24. Okay, moving to verse 25. It says, so that there reigned in all men without exception blood, manslaughter, theft, and dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumults, perjury. 26. Disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of souls, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery, and shameless uncleanness. 27. For the worshiping of idols, not to be named, is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. So, because of all this idol worship, it is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. So, you know, going after strange gods that neither our forefathers have known, made of wood and stone, or even people of the world, you know, or you make up your own false deity or false image. So, you know, it's all going to come to a close, because when Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai comes back and brings the nation of Israel back up to being in power again, okay, the only God that's going to be worshipped is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, in the order of Yahweh, Yahushai, King David, and the other 11 apostles, and the 144,000, the elect men, and the multitude of men, women, and children, and even the 2/3. Okay? When the 2/3 come back to the loins of the elect, they too are going to have these other nations, the heathen nations, bowing to them. Yeah. Even the 2/3 are going to be greatly admired in the kingdom. Even the 2/3. And they'll be feared by the other nations too. All right. Verse 28. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies, or live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. Verse 29, for insomuch as their trust is in idols, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. Verse 30, for howbeit for both causes shall they be justly punished, both because they thought not well of the Most High, giving heed unto idols, and also unjustly swore in deceit, despising holiness. 31, for it is not the power of them by whom they swear, but it is the just vengeance of sinners, that punisheth always the offense of the ungodly. So, because of their actions and what they do is what's going to bring that vengeance forth. Okay? Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to make these people pay for their actions. Okay? For especially the 2/3 of our own people, for turning their back on him, worshiping false idols, committing other abominable acts, following after the ways of these other nations, and these other nations, they're going to get it too. They're going to get dealt with harshly, and in the kingdom, they're going to be serving us for 1,000 years in hardcore bondage in righteousness. Just like how they made our lives hell, double unto them what they've done to you, right? So they're going to get double. We're going to really make them suffer. Because, this is what this society, this era is all about, man. It's all about pride, vainglory. It's all about living in the moment, living it up. There is no fear, there is no taking heed, there is no caution. It's just taking risks, doing this and doing that, and just trying to build a name for yourself here, when that name ain't gonna mean shit. This is going to be Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15 verse 1. It says, But thou, O power, let me get back there. But thou, O power, art gracious and true, long-suffering, in mercy, ordering all things. For if we sin, we are thine, knowing thy power, but we will not sin, knowing that we are counted thine. Verse 3, for to know thee is perfect righteousness, yea, to know thy power is the root of immortality. Okay? So, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is the root of immortality. So if we want that, we will do no iniquity. Okay? And that's another thing too, what was I gonna say? Good gosh, it was just right on the tip of my tongue. But let's see. It'll come back to me. I'm gonna just keep going on. Verse 4: For neither did the mischievous invention of men deceive us, nor an image spotted with diverse colors, the painter's fruitless labor. So, Lord willing that we are of the elect, we won't allow ourselves to be allured by the fruitless labor of man. Okay, we will not follow after it. We will not idolize it. Okay. The hell, the wicked elite, and even the 2/3 are going to try to deceive the elect, but the elect won't be deceived. Okay. Oh, and yes, and I remember what I was going to say. Going back to King Solomon. Okay, under his rule, the tribes we were prospering. But what happened? He followed after strange women, those concubines. And what did they do? They made him go off, follow after their people's philosophy and ways and their gods. So remembering the story, that was, following after all those, those strange philosophies, gods, and women, the Lord became displeased. And I can't remember the name of the man that the Lord chose after that to follow him, to follow his commandments. But you know, Solomon became jealous of that individual. But eventually Solomon, you know, died. Bear with me one moment. Let's see. Because if you read the book of First Kings, man, you know, after Solomon died and the kingdom split apart into the northern and southern kingdom, you know, the northern and southern kingdom, you know, we were always at each other's necks. You know, Solomon had kept everything, had kept us together, kept everything in order. But since he went off, you know, what happened? The tribes went off. Gosh, which one was it? There we go. Let's see. I'm looking for that account right now, but oh man, I'm trying to look for that account. Let's see. Salakia, I'm sorry for taking so long here. Here we go. Okay, so yeah, there we go. So, all right, so I'm gonna start at First Kings chapter 11, verse 28, and it said, "And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valor, and Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph, which is the northern kingdom, starting with the so-called the tribe of Ephraim, which is the so-called Puerto Ricans, all the way down to Issachar, which is the so-called Mexicans." It says in verse 29, "And it came to pass at that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment. And they two were alone in the field, and Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him and rent it in 12 pieces." Verse 31, he said to Jeroboam, "Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the power of Israel, Behold, I will rent the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and will give 10 tribes to thee." And why did the Lord say that he will rent the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon? Because like I said, Solomon, he wasn't, following the Lord like he was supposed to. He went off, okay, following after his concubines, those strange women, okay. He let the power of that pussy corrupt his mind. And that's the thing, man. You women, you have the ability to destroy kings. You have the power to destroy kings. That's why us men, we have to be careful in how we deal with you. If you're going to be, if you really think about it, it's not what us men bring to the table. It's what do you women bring to the table? What do you contribute? Huh? Can you be more than just a pretty face and a nice body? Do you know how to cook? Do you know how to keep the place in order? Do you know how to hold things down while I'm gone? Okay, can I rely on you to take care of business while I'm not at the house? When I come back, will the house still be in order? Will things be all right? Okay? What can you women do? Okay, it's not what us men can do for you, it's what can you women do for us men. And you think us men are just being oppressive and insecure. No, we're not. You know, that's the thing. You women, you know, you think that being, you know, fucking aggressive and loud and just straight up ratchet and rude like that, you think that's called being a strong woman. No, it's not. It's just you being insufferable. It's not that us men can't handle you. We can handle you. We just prefer not to, because there are better options out there. Okay? It's not that we're trying to oppress you. It's just about keeping the order. You women have your lot and your order and your role to fulfill, and us men have ours to fulfill. But this society has got you women so... it's corrupted your minds with all this pride, thinking that you don't need a man. You women are about to find out the hard way that you do need a man. Because when this society collapses, best believe you're going to be wishing that you had a man in that day, especially a man of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Because, you know, as the scriptures say, he's going to make us the man more precious than fine gold. And the man's going to be a hiding place. Yeah. These men of the Lord, when they get that spiritual power, Lord willing, you know, when you see him out here doing all this supernatural shit, you know, you're going to realize, like, okay, that man I want to be with, because not only can he take care of himself and fight off all these crazy motherfuckers out here, but he could also protect me too. And this may be a guy that you know. You know, this may be a guy that this may be a guy that you don't like, that you knew when this society was still standing. This may be a guy that you hated. You hated his guts. You always made fun of him. You always talked shit about him. You just hated him for whatever reason. But it's that same guy who's doing all this shit, and now you realize, damn. So this man was who the Lord was dealing with. Yeah, and then you're gonna have to humble yourself and go and approach that man, you know, but you know, a lot of you women, you know, we know the game. We know your bullshit. Okay? We know that you're gonna be looking for somebody, but you're gonna have ulterior motives. The men of the Lord are gonna see through that, and we're not even gonna bother dealing with you. Another reason why I hate this place. All right. Now, verse 32. So, 1 Kings chapter 11, verse 32. It says, "But he shall have one tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel." Verse 33, "Because that they have forsaken me, and have worshipped Ashtaroth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Shemash, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of the children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, and to do that which is right in mine eyes, and to keep my statutes and my judgments, as did David his father." Verse 34, "Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but will make him prince of all the days of his life, for David my servant's sake, whom I choose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes." Verse 35, "But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes. Verse 36, "And unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there." 37, "And I will take thee and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be king over Israel. 38. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and wilt walk in my ways, and do that is right in my sight, to keep my statutes, and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. Verse 39. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. So here we go, right here. So there you go. He said he will afflict the seed of David. Okay. He's gonna, bring about that affliction. Verse 40, and it says, Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam, because now the Lord excuse me, was now dealing with him, was dealing with Jeroboam. Out of jealousy, So Solomon, okay, verse 40, 1 Kings 11:40 says, Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. And Jeroboam arose and fled into Egypt, unto Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. 41, and the rest of the acts of Solomon, and all that he did, and his wisdom, are they not written in the book of the acts of Solomon? Okay, wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, right? 42, and the time that Solomon reigned in Jerusalem over all Israel was 40 years. And Solomon slept with his fathers, and was buried in the city of David his father, and Rehoboam his son reigned in his stead. So there you go, man. As long as you keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, and walk in his ways, and do as he says, that's the Lord dealing with you, man. He's gonna build you up. He's gonna make you a sure thing. But if you go off in any way, shape, or form, man, you'll be cut off. Okay? And so when Solomon came back in the reincarnation as Yahweh Shai, you know what he had to go through. Because when he was Solomon, he was king over all Israel, the northern and the southern kingdom. Okay? But what happened? Idolatry. So, he didn't keep the law, statutes, and commandments like he was supposed to. So we went from a prospering nation back then to a nation that was divided. Okay? Just like how the nation of Israel is divided right now. Okay? So, but this time when Yahweh Shai comes back in power, this time it's going to be done right forever. Okay? Yahweh Shai is back in his right mind. He's back in his proper estate, his righteous estate, and he's gonna do it right this time, forever. So, this is Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. It says, But now thus saith the Lord that created thee, O Jacob, and he that formed thee, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed thee. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. Okay? So, again, since you people think that everybody can be saved, and yet, even the other nations are starting to realize that this book is about the Israelites. Okay? And if you carefully read it, whether it be from start to finish, in between, back and forth, however, if you read it carefully, you realize that Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai is only dealing with the nation of Israel. Okay? Verse 2, When thou passest through the waters, I will be with thee, and through the rivers, they shall not overflow thee. When thou walkest through the fire, thou shalt not be burnt, neither shall the flame kindle upon thee. Talking about the tribulations that are to come, man. No matter what we go through, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, we keep the faith, and Lord willing that we're of the elect, the Lord's going to get us through it. Verse 3. For I am the Lord thy power, the Holy One of Israel, thy Savior. I gave Egypt for thy ransom, Ethiopia and Seba for thee. Since thou wast precious in my sight, thou hast been honorable, and I have loved thee. Therefore will I give men for thee and people for thy life. Okay. Verse 5, fear not, for I am with thee. I will bring thy seed from the east and gather thee from the west. Okay. So, man, it, the people who, like I said, there are things in this book that are a stumbling block, but because, the Lord doesn't want them to get it. It was never meant for them to get it. But, it can't be more plain and clear, man, that Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is only dealing with Israel. All these other nations don't matter. Okay, and it says right here. Okay. There's going to be Isaiah. I'm going to drop down to... I'm going to start, let's see. All right, this is Isaiah 43:10. It says, ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, that ye may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, neither shall there be after me. So there you go, man. There is none other like Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. He's the one and only. Okay? So once again, when I read through the 14th chapter of Wisdom of Solomon, all these idols made out of wood and stone, or out of these worldly celebrities, or a painting on the wall, or whatever the hell, they're all going to come to naught. Okay? Because you got more and more people in this society that are not believing in the Most High. They're turning away from God. Okay? You're more and more unbelievers. Well, that's okay, because the Lord's going to make a believer out of you. So, verse 11, it says, I, even I, am the Lord, and beside me there is no Savior. There you go. Verse 12, I have declared and have saved, and I have showed when there was no strange God among you. Therefore ye are my witnesses, saith the Lord, that I am the Most High. I am the power. Okay? So all these other false images, false gods, idols, they haven't saved you. They haven't done anything for you. But Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai has done something for you. He's done everything for you. So why bother with things that are made from the hands of man when they are fruitless labor? Why? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds, you guys have been drinking the juice of the heathen nations long enough. You've been drinking that wine of their philosophies long enough. It's time to stop. Okay? Repent. Come back to this. So, verse 13. Yea, before the day was, I am he, and there is none that can deliver out of my hand. I will work, and who shall let it? Thus saith the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, for your sake I have sent to Babylon, and I have brought down all the nobles and the Chaldeans, whose cry is in the ships. For I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. So this was talking about Babylon back then. How he took them down by having, the Medo-Persian Empire coming up, and it was the king of the Medes that allowed us to to turn back into our own land and rebuild that temple. Okay, rebuild the land, because Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, he's the one that ruleth in the kingdom of men, and he setteth up over whomsoever he will. So you have to understand that even though this is the physical world, but Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai still has control and power over it. All right, so verse 15, I am the Lord, your Holy One, the Creator of Israel, your King. Thus saith the Lord, which maketh a way in the sea, and a path in the mighty waters. Verse 17, which bringeth forth the chariot and the horse, the army and the power. And they shall lie down together, and they shall not rise. They are extinct, and they are quenched as tow. So, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, he's the one that saves us from our enemies. He's the one that protects us from anything and everything. He's the one that gets us through things. Okay? It's because of him that we endure. And Lord willing, that we endure to the end because of him. That he doesn't, decide to, say, okay, this guy right here, I don't need him anymore. Or her, get rid of her. The Lord can do it just like that. He could take the spirit from you and just, bye-bye. That's why we have to fear him. For the scriptures say, many are called, but few are chosen. And Lord willing, that we are of the chosen, that we stay in this race, stick to this doctrine, and ultimately have faith, man. Because if not, it's as simple as this, you're fucked. So this is keep reading down here. It says, verse 18, remember ye not the former things, neither consider the things of old. Verse 19, behold, I will do a new thing, now it shall spring forth. Shall ye not know it? I will even make a way in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert. Verse 20, the beast of the field shall honor me, the dragons and the owls, because I give waters in the wilderness, and rivers in the desert, and give drink to my people, my chosen. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai is going to take care of us. Lord willing, we are of the chosen, of the elect. Yeah, we're going to go through some shit, but the Lord is he's going to take care of us. When we're, there may be times during Jacob's trouble, where we may have to go 2, 3, maybe a couple more days without food or water, and we're just, and the Lord may have it to where we find a storehouse, or we might be in the desert, and all of a sudden there's like a little river bank of some clear water. Drink up. Or he might have an angel come down and give you that good stuff from the heavens, man, to replenish your energy. So in verse 20 it says that the beast, verse 21, this people have I formed for myself, they shall show forth my praise. Verse 22, but thou hast not called upon me, O Jacob, but thou hast been weary of me, O Israel. So, Israel has been unfaithful, has been disobedient, has been rebellious. Verse 23, thou hast not brought me the small cattle dice, burnt offerings, neither hast thou honored me with thy sacrifices. I have not caused thee to serve with an offering, nor wearied thee with incense. 24, thou hast bought me no sweet cane with money, neither hast thou filled me with the fat of thy sacrifices, but thou hast made me to serve with thy sins. Thou hast wearied me with thine iniquities. 25, I, even I am he that blotteth out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and will not remember thy sins. Verse 26, put me in remembrance, let us plead together, declare thou that thou mayest be justified. Verse 27, the first father hath sinned, and thy teachers have transgressed against me. 28, therefore I have profaned the princes of the sanctuary, and have given Jacob to the curse, and Israel to reproaches. So because of our disobedience and our lack of faith, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai gave us up to the curse. As the scriptures say, you know, I show before you this day a blessing and a curse. A blessing if ye will obey, and a curse if ye disobey. Roughly paraphrasing. Deuteronomy chapter 11, verse 26. And the first father that sinned, who was the first one that, you know, went off, that caused death to enter into the world? Adam. But then again, remember, what caused him to go off? The woman, Eve. Remember, the serpent told Eve that, you know, if thou shalt eat of the fruit, thou shalt not surely die. And she believed him. She was tricked. You have to understand, the woman is the weaker vessel. She is easier to manipulate and to control than a man. And because, since she followed, you know, she was beguiled, tricked, and followed after the philosophies and the deceit of that serpent, who was a man of color at the time, she caused Adam to go off, and she deceived him. If you want to, the most effective way to take a man down is to get to him through his woman. If you can get his woman to turn against him, then you already won half the battle there. The rest just falls right into place. And that's what Esau, Edom has done to the Israelite man and the Israelite woman. That's why the Israelite woman doesn't respect the Israelite man. She's against us. Look at how Eve acts out here, especially the so-called black woman. Just absolutely just awful. That's all I gotta say, just awful. And a lot of you Latinas, you Latin women, a lot of you are just as bad as the so-called black women. A lot of you got that arrogance about you just because you're of a lighter skin tone. You think that you're better than that you can get in with the white man because you're of a lighter skin tone. Yeah, a lot of you Latinas are arrogant as fuck. That's why when Jacob's trouble goes into full effect, that arrogance is going to be long gone. A great humbling is coming. And you so-called Native American women, you too are going to get it. And with that, you know, that's all I had for this. Lord willing, it was an edifying camp lesson. And, you know, turn away from this world, man. The only one we should be idolizing is Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's the one we should be looking to for everything. Not the celebrities of this world, not the false images. Okay? Turn to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. For he's the one that can hear and speak and save us in time of trouble. And he sees everything. Okay? And with that, I'm going to face the east, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the Great Millstone. I want to give peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat, the Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom, Barakatam.